You know the 10 rules now, plus the excursion doctrine. But rules on paper are just ink, and rules on a screen are just pixels. Rules in practice, that's where the mountain gets really steep, and that's where most people turn back. This is Gorilla Keto in the Wild, the field notes, the unvarnished reality of living the methodology each day in a world that's not designed for it. Welcome back to Sherpa Trek. In the last video, I laid out the Gorilla Keto methodology, the foundations, precepts, and the excursion doctrine, the strategy defining the why. Today, it's all about the how, the real-world tactics that bring Gorilla Keto to life. This is about how you actually live, navigate restaurants, and deal with the daily grind, and how you build your own metabolic action plan and stick to it. No theory, just field-tested practice. Let's climb up and take a peek. I should point out that I live and work remotely in Bangkok, Thailand as a quasi-retired digital nomad. From here, I run a small LLC based in Knoxville, Tennessee. My days are my own, my schedule is flexible, and that flexibility is a metabolic asset because it lets me structure my eating around my biology, not the other way around. As you may recall, rule number 9 says eat 2 meals a day. Here's how I do it. I call it brunch and dinner. That's my regimen, a late morning meal and a late afternoon meal, 2 solid feeding windows, about 4 hours apart. The rest of the day and night, I'm fasting, repairing, clearing out damaged cells through autophagy, letting insulin return to baseline. And it's common for me to go a couple of days each week eating just 1 meal a day, often referred to as OMAD. Not because I'm forcing it, simply because one hearty meal is all my body typically needs. Time-restricted eating in a 16 or 18-hour window ensures intermittent fasting that works wonders for metabolic recovery and maintenance. For brunch, I rotate between eating at home and dining out. At home, a typical meal might consist of bacon and eggs or sardines, herring, sauerkraut, olives, and various nuts. I'm careful to include plenty of butter, sour cream, and/or Greek yogurt in my meals. When I can find imported raw unpasteurized cheese, that goes on the plate too. Sometimes I'll fry a steak with a strip of bacon and top it with butter. From time to time, I bring home a baked chicken from the local supermarket, which lasts me a few days. Once a week, I go to a nondescript Chinese restaurant for dim sum. For the rice flour wrap pieces, I discreetly eat the filling and leave the wrapping. I order most of the dim sum pieces that come wrapped in cabbage or seaweed. For the few wheat wrap pieces, I eat those entirely, so I'm picking up a few carbs, but not much. I also frequently order their specialty fish maw soup, which includes lots of mushrooms and real crab meat. That ensures I pick up lots of cartilage, protein, and vital nutrients. For dinner, I have a rotation of reliable go-to restaurants and meals to choose from. Twice a week, I eat Korean barbecue, usually with beef rib or oxtail soup, with plenty of leafy vegetables and kimchi. I often order grilled mackerel or grilled shrimp as well. And once a week, I eat mutton rogan josh with raita, which is yogurt, at my favorite Indian restaurant. And at my favorite Thai restaurant, I typically have Thai Isan-style pork sausage and grilled chicken with somdam, which is a traditional papaya salad. Since somdam Thai is served in a sweet and tangy sauce, I carefully heap the papaya up along the side of the serving plate to drain off most of the sauce before relocating the contents to my plate for further draining. That lessens the sugar. It doesn't eliminate it. Again, a declared excursion. Sometimes I eat at a local supermarket restaurant that serves a 5-variety sausage meal that comes with sauerkraut, and I usually order eggs on the side. After a long walk back to my place, I often conclude dinner with whole yogurt and a few blueberries or small pieces of tamarind fruit. Twice a month, I eat at an Italian restaurant, never pasta or pizza. Instead, I go with tuna steak or pork with broccoli. And twice a month, I enjoy a small crostata cioccolato cake as an excursion. And of course, I always drink water. I'm not hungry between meals. Not because I have superhuman willpower, but because fat and protein are satiating. When you eat enough of them, the urge to snack disappears. The cravings end. Remember, if you're hungry between meals, you didn't eat enough fat or protein. So fix the meal, don't snack. Since Bangkok is my proving ground, I won't sugarcoat things. Staying in ketosis while eating out at restaurants here can be a challenge. Rice and noodles everywhere, tropical fruits galore, and sugar highs in virtually every sauce, especially the ones that taste savory. But staying in ketosis can be done. You just have to know where to go and what to order. As mentioned, Korean barbecue restaurants are an especially welcome sanctuary. Beef cuts grilled right at your table, full of natural fat and deeply satisfying. You control what goes on the grill, which, by the way, is kept immaculately clean by the staff. Just skip the rice and sweet marinades. And there are plenty of steakhouses serving meat-heavy meals with complex carbohydrates, the kind that come with fiber and don't spike you into metabolic oblivion. It's easy to find nourishing, essentially zero-carb, ketogenic meals hiding in plain sight. You just have to look. Basically, I've learned where to go and what to order. I built my own metabolic action plan, my map, and I make the time to recalibrate my inner compass periodically. When eating out, you'll need to do the same. Scout your territory and build your own short list of metabolically copacetic restaurants in your neck of the woods. Of course, I could order all kinds of ketogenic food and have it delivered to my doorstep, but I never do. You know why? Because I prefer to walk long distances, I never take a ride, to seek out my next meal. I don't walk slowly, but I do pick up plenty of sunlight along the way. I insist on brisk walks every day of the week, walks that also include going up and down steep flights of stairs multiple times each day to cross Sukhumvit, which is the main thoroughfare located here in Bangkok's central business district. This isn't about burning calories. It's about what walking and climbing does metabolically. It keeps you insulin sensitive. It promotes fat oxidation without spiking cortisol the way a stressful commute would. It's movement with purpose that is integrated into my daily routine, not separated from it. Rule number 6 says build muscle and restore balance and flexibility. My exercise regimen is simple but intense. I alternate between a day of using resistance bands for high-intensity upper body strength training and a day of high-intensity rapid squats, as well as exercise to firm up the glutes. In both cases, I only spend about 15 minutes exercising to the point of exhaustion. I also include some daily yoga postures to ensure balance. No gym, no expensive equipment, just functional movement integrated into daily life. Resistance bands are grossly underrated. Not only can you use them to replace traditional weights, but you can easily ramp up and adjust them in a way that lessens the wear and tear on muscles, ligaments, and joints you barely use in years. In other words, you can lessen the likelihood of an injury as you undertake your metabolic restoration. If you're coming to this after years of metabolic damage, the last thing you need is an injury that sidelines you for weeks or even months. Resistance bands let you start where you are, safely, progressively. You don't need an expensive gym membership. You just need a set of resistance bands and a door anchor. That's it. Start light, rebuild muscle tone, then increase resistance over time. The bands will meet you where you are and grow with you as you get stronger. The excursion doctrine says proactively track, measure, manage, and communicate your vital signs each day and continue your research so you can refine your metabolic action plan by making appropriate course corrections as needed. The simplest way? A daily observations log, and it must be written with sufficient detail so you can spot trends and capture transition points across days, weeks, and months. Nothing fancy. I prefer a simple notebook app on my desktop computer so I can quickly record and identify trends. Do what works for you. Each day, record blood pressure, pulse, and weight, how you slept last night, and how long. Bowel movements. Yep, this matters, especially if out of the ordinary. What you ate the day before, how you feel, energy, mood, clarity. Anything new your body tells you, cravings, hunger patterns, rashes, etc. Pay special attention to recording anything that indicates a transition out of any sort. Good or bad, write it down. This isn't about judgment. It's data about your unique metabolic terrain. Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll see what works, and you'll start to see what doesn't. And you'll see what an excursion actually does to your body. It's a bit of a balancing act. This is how you build and refine your map. If you want even more precision, a continuous glucose monitor might be an option worth considering. Real-time data, hard numbers, you can see exactly what that bowl of soup did to your blood sugar. You can see how fast you recover. But here's the caveat. For some, wearing a CGM quickly becomes its own stressor, obsessing over every spike, checking the app 20 times a day. So choose your tools wisely, do what works for you. If a CGM gives you clarity without anxiety, use it. If it becomes a fountain of cortisol, put it away. Every tool must serve the plan, not the other way around. Let's talk about excursions in the real world. Remember the 3 requirements: full conscious awareness, calibrated to your current metabolic state, and free of cortisol spiking guilt. Here's a real-world example. I'm at a local Indian restaurant. The mutton Rogan Josh is incredible, rich, deeply satisfying. And I have to decide if I'm going to eat it with a piece of tasty but glucose-spiking naan bread. Obviously, I could simply refuse it, or I could make a conscious decision. I know my metabolic state, and I know my insulin sensitivity is good right now. 1 naan each week won't derail my metabolic health. So I eat it with full awareness. I enjoy every bite. I duly note it in my daily observations log the next morning, and I move on without a single ounce of guilt. That's an excursion. Now contrast that with someone who's just starting Gorilla Keto, someone who's 40 pounds overweight, insulin resistant, whose blood sugar is all over the place. That same naan bread could trigger a glucose spike that takes days to recover from. For them, it's not an excursion. It's a major setback they must avoid at all costs. Same food, different metabolic state, different outcome. So know where you stand. Be honest. Calibrate and recalibrate accordingly. Everything comes back to your metabolic action plan, your map. It's not my plan, it's yours. Customized for you, by you, based on your unique metabolic state, your environment, your life situation, a plan you've internalized. Your map includes your meal timing, when and how often, your food choices, what you eat and what you avoid, your exercise routine, what you do and when, your sleep protocol, when you go to bed, when you wake, your stress management practices, what works for you, your excursion parameters, what you can handle and what you can't, your tracking method, observations log, CGM, or both. Your map is a living document. It changes as you change. As your metabolism heals, you may be able to tolerate more. During transition, stress, travel, illness, you may need to clamp down. Recalibrate periodically, check your compass, and adjust course. As an example, I had a stubborn facial rash that lasted for several months until I came up with what I call Choco Butter, a combination of dark chocolate, butter, MCT oil, and inulin. I experimented with the Choco Butter and finally eliminated the rash. I noted everything in my daily observations log, tracked the results, and incorporated the corrective action into my map. That's how this works. You continually observe, adjust, and refine. Gorilla Keto isn't about perfection. It's about having a framework and the wisdom to apply it in the field. The rules are the map. The field notes are the terrain. You need both. Eliminate grains, minimize carbs, natural only. No sweet drinks, no alcohol. Just drink water. Eat meat and its fat. Build muscle. Sleep deeply. Manage stress. Time-restricted eating. Brunch and dinner. No snacking. And when you take an excursion, leave the guilt behind. Build your map. Internalize it. Live by it. Adjust it. Own it. This is your new lifestyle that you have chosen and fashioned. Put it into action each and every day. Stay focused on the right results, the right outcome. This is how you leave base camp and begin your metabolic ascent up the mountain of life. One step, one meal, one day at a time, starting now. In the next video, we'll explore a thriving metabolic ecosystem that you can tap into to rapidly accelerate and fine-tune your metabolic transformation. And this same metabolic ecosystem will make it possible for you to rapidly research and resolve some especially gnarly problems you may be facing. Things like mold toxicity, Lyme disease, allergens, and environmental toxins, among others. Well, that's a wrap. Till next time, stay upward bound and keep on trekking.